They said the clockmaker's shop held time itself captive. Few dared enter, but those who did always left. In the heart of an ancient city, where cobblestone streets wound like the threads of a spider's web, stood a peculiar shop. Its sign read, Marcellus, master of timepieces. But everyone simply called it the clockmaker's curse. The shop was filled with clocks, small ones, tall ones, ticking ones, silent ones. Yet, there was one clock, hidden behind a velvet curtain, that no one had ever seen. Rumors swirled that it was not just a clock but the clock, the keeper of fate. One stormy evening, a young man named Elias arrived in the city. Elias was an orphan, raised by wanderers, and he carried a deep longing. He wanted to know his past and his future. When he heard of the clockmaker, he couldn't resist the pull. Inside the shop, Marcellus, a gaunt man with sharp eyes and hands that moved as if he were forever winding invisible gears, greeted him. "You seek answers," Marcellus said, not waiting for an introduction. Elias nodded. "Very well," Marcellus said, gesturing to the velvet curtain. "But know this, time is a bargain. What you take, you must also give." Behind the curtain, Elias found the fate clock. Its face shimmered like liquid silver, and its hands moved backward, forward, and sometimes stopped entirely. Marcellus explained, "This clock holds the thread of your life. Twist the dial, and you can glimpse your past, or your future. But every turn comes at a cost." Elias hesitated but then placed his hand on the dial. The past. The clock spun backward. Elias saw fragments of his childhood, his mother's loving face, and a man, his father, whispering, "Protect the key." Then, darkness. "Why did my father hide the key? What does it open?" Elias demanded. Marcellus's lips curled into a cryptic smile. "Would you like to see the future instead?" The future. Elias turned the dial forward. He saw himself standing at a crossroads, holding the key. One path led to riches, the other to ruin. The image flickered, and then he saw a terrible shadow, a creature with eyes like burning coals, snarling, "You cannot escape fate." Terrified, Elias pulled away from the clock. "What does it mean?" he asked. "It means your fate is not yet written," Marcellus replied. "The key is yours to wield, but only if you dare to unlock its purpose." The moral bargain. Marcellus offered Elias a deal. If Elias surrendered 10 years of his life, the clockmaker would reveal the full truth of his destiny. Elias refused. "I will face fate on my terms," he declared. As he left the shop, the clocks began to chime in unison. Marcellus's voice echoed behind him, "Remember, Elias, time always collects its due." Moral of the story. Our choices shape our fate, but the cost of knowing too much may rob us of the courage to act. The end.